The Kobalt Tools 500 Odd Box is sponsored by Lowe's for all your home improvement needs. Lowe's, let's build something together. And the song says, let's go racing, boys, and we will very soon here in Atlanta over this just over a mile-and-a-half track outside Atlanta.
Macy, Caitlin, Uncle Mike right there.
Yes, it's getting a little closer to the action. You can obtain the song NASCAR Love by downloading it from iTunes. You can also get, oh, there you go, the ringtone from Jamster.com.
It's a good deal.
Anytime Daryl starts singing Boogity Boogity,
good deal, boys.
Get that set up on your phone. Yesterday at the track, Speedway Children's Charities, along with the Motor Racing Outreach Program, hosted the first ever Pinewood Derby. Mike Joy joined the families of Michael Walter, David Ruderman, Scott Riggs, Joe Nemechek, Ray Evernham, Doug Yates, and others for a day at the races. And Christian Yates took the checker with the fastest Pinewood. That's where you take a block and kind of shape it into a car. And we're told that the winner did pass the post-race inspection.
You'd expect an engine guy to win.
An engine guy has to win.
Horsepower, baby.
Time for NASCAR news and notes. Hollywood has a movie in the works about an upcoming driver and his mentor and their rival relationship. We'll tell you about that. Also, Robbie Gordon, a further review. NASCAR gave him his 100 points back for having an improper nose.
On his face?
No, on his car. So that helped Gordon go up to 21st. In points. Mike Skinner starting for A.J. Allmendinger. They make the field in the 84 car for the first time this year. A.J. hopes to work his way back into a regular ride later on. And this week in Welcome, North Carolina, Richard Childress Racing inducted Kevin Harvick's Daytona 500 winning car into their Hall of Fame. And Childress and Harvick on hand for the unveiling as well as autographs. And our weekly installment of Gas and Go. Remember, you spring forward, you turned your clock forward. So in honor of Daryl's savings time, so we're going to have we're going to put one time for all the
chewing your fingernails?
Y'all make me nervous doing this because it's one thing that I'm always surprised.
I like him.
No one knows the content of these questions, even me.
We don't. That's a fact.
It is. They don't. They have to. You're
comes out of a safe.
You're on the clock, Daryl. What's with the Hendrick and we kid? But they've gone 4 races without a win. We're spoiled with them. Is there a Hendrick drought? Some adjusting. What's happening?
No. They're just fine, thank you.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at Jeff Gordon, he was up there in the front at Daytona trying to fight for the lead. He was up front in Vegas trying to fight for the lead. That car's running great. Dale Jr. is running great. He's off to one of his best starts. Jimmy Johnson and Casey Mears, they got a little work to do, but overall I think they're healthy. I wouldn't be too concerned just yet.
All right, Jeff, this year's version of Roush Fenway Racing, could they be like the Hendrick team of last year where they won almost 50% of the races and, of course, the championship?
Yes.
Yes?
Real easy. I mean, they've done it before. A few years ago, they were on a roll. I mean, it was that simple. Yes.
You disagree or no?
No, well, they are. They
Who'd you make the favorite right now after 3 races?
I have to say Roush. I mean, the way they ended last year and the way they're off to the start they're off to this year, they're the team to beat right now.
They're prepared.
All right. Just don't take the lid. Well, we'll talk about that.
All
right. Will Kyle Busch, Daryl, will Kyle Busch finally get a top 10 at Atlanta? I know you've loved the way he's raced, but here he hasn't done as well on this particular track.
No, but I tell you, the kid is so exciting. He's fun to watch, and that car is fast. He likes it. The chemistry's good. I would put money on him every week right now.
All right, yeah, one of only 3 tracks that he doesn't have a top 10 finish, considering his age and his time in the sport. Very impressive. Jeff, Travis Quapple placing 8th. Didn't have a sponsor, but it got him a 1-week deal. So how good a driver is this guy? What kind of support does he need? Will we see him competitive?
Everybody is very high on this young man. Again, Larry McReynolds has worked with him. He and I talked about Travis's ability and feedback. It's right where it needs to be, and I think we're starting to see some of his talent come through. And Jack Roush would have never put him in that car along with Doug Yates if they didn't think he'd get the job done.
Okay, Daryl, Casey Kane off to a really good start. Only driver to finish in the top 10 in all 3 races this season. He was 36th in points after 3 races last year. So what's the difference and will it last?
Well, I think the difference is organization. I don't know that I don't know what's going on internally. I'm not that familiar with what Ray is doing now and what George Gillette's rolling in the operation is. But apparently all the things they've done internally has improved the performance of their car at the track, and I think that's the difference. I don't think Casey's any different driver, but obviously they're better organized.
Money!
All right. Is there,
the Bud money doesn't hurt.
Jeff, is there any concern for Clint Boyer? A 3rd last year in championship race, having some problems.
No, I mean, again, you know, when you have such a great year like he did, anytime you don't perform exactly like you did, the very next year everybody starts saying, well, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? They ran strong again early this year. Richard Childress teams have always been notorious for more or less getting better as they go through the season, not at the first course of the season.
All right, Darrell, the big finish. Dale Jr. seems to be right there. Second last week, starting second today. Could today be his day?
He loves this racetrack, and he's hungry, and thirsty, I might add, for a win. So I say I'm putting my money on Junebug today. I go with Junebug today.
I said it before him.
Right on time. My favorite question, though, after Spago in L.A. and Picasso at the Bellagio in Vegas, how good was it to get back to the Waffle House coming out here in Atlanta? They don't want to comment. I kid. We'll continue.
Morning.
We have a lot more to go. We're counting it down to the Kobalt Tools 500. Give me extra surf there, Darrell, please. Just a little.
Scattered, smothered, and covered. That's us.
Carl Edwards will go to victory lane.
Busted!
Was an absolute mistake.
I think it insults my intelligence when you try to tell me that you accidentally left the oil tank lid off.
Edwards was docked 100 driver points. Jack Roush 100 owner points. Bob Osborne 6-week suspension.
Back at Atlanta Motor Speedway, getting ready for the start of the race, a big story that we'll watch unfold. How will Carl Edwards do a week after NASCAR finding him for having an improperly secured oil tank cover on his winning car in Las Vegas? In the AutoZone pit zone, Darrell Waltrip and Jeff Hammond will describe exactly what went down and what came off. These guys know their nuts and bolts.
All right, folks, we're down here at the AutoZone pit zone, and Mr. Hammond here is going to explain to you what happened to Carl Edwards' car last week when the oil tank lid fell off.
Let's do that. Let's go to the 360 Ford car. We're going to show you real quick. Here's the lid that's actually from the 99 car. And what happens is when this thing is sealed up, it keeps all the air underneath the race car. That's right. It keeps it trapped underneath there, traveling the way it's supposed to. When you take it off, if it flies off and comes back like it did on the 99 car, it opens up this area. You can see all the way down to the ground and lets that air basically evacuate, makes the car faster, gives all four tires a lot more grip.
If that comes off, I know it, because it's right behind my driver's seat. That oil is 300 degrees. I'm going to feel the heat on the back of my neck. I'm going to smell the fumes that are vented out of this thing too. So it came off, but I'm sure if you're a great driver, you're probably so focused on your driving, maybe you didn't know it.
Didn't know it, that's right. Well, that's the way we got it figured out down here in the AutoZone pit zone, folks.
All right, Darrell.
Well, I just hope no one flips their lid today.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if they do, this would be a perfect place for it. But I talked to Jack, and he's not too sure he's going to appeal this thing.
Oh, really? All right, well, we'll watch it closely. All right, let's check in with Larry McReynolds.
Larry McReynolds, it's a pleasure.
And then the forecast will kind of be in the middle. And then
You can see the Atlanta area. You can see this front is pushing through very fast. There's another front behind it. That's the one we're a little bit nervous about tomorrow.
I'm very impressed by all of your weather knowledge.
Oh, I've been watching it a lot, Heather.
Well, yeah, he did kind of yak on a little bit about the weather, and I tried to get in, but I really couldn't. You know, he was okay, but, you know, he might need a little bit more work at sharing some of the speaking time.
At the Weather Channel, they looked at Larry funny when he said, pull them the belt tight one more time. All right. Oh, hey, he's got the trophy for the winner of the Kobalt Tools 500.
Great.
You going to leave me some?
All right. Darrell's going to head up to the broadcast booth, and we'll count you down and get ready for today's race on Fox.